Good evening, and here we are for game week 2 of this pathetic attempt of streaming something. See, Mike's with us. Nice to see you, Mike. And yeah, I didn't actually realise until I saw a few messages, as I've been a little bit busy this evening, um, that England are playing. So this is probably the silliest of ideas, but I certainly cannot be. I'm not bothered. One, for the England game, and two, I can't be doing it any later, as it's not overly fair on my little young man keeping him up. Talking nonsense about a game he knows nothing about, although he wants to know something about at some point. Good evening, Nooper. Nice to see you, mate. And yeah, we'll see where we go with it. It was a very interesting game week 1. It was nice to see some players that some of us have never heard of yet again, which shows what the concept for what it is, and some interesting team names as well, especially this one here. Obviously, a hard tribute from the main man himself, Dan. Right, well, oh, excuse me. What we'll do is we will kick on and we'll see where it takes us first for the game. All right, so it's clicked us straight on to my game. Well, we might as well get that out of the way in case people want to join at a later date after watching England. So we play a big kid who he's done his usual asymmetric type formations. Last time out, it was quite similar, apart from this little move here. And yeah, very strong team. I love the concept of the Africans and the Caribbeans, and there's some pretty strong players in there. Hiding a couple of players in there behind the strongish concept. I'd probably say they're still one of the stronger squads to be fighting out for it. And excuse me. So last time out, there were 2-0 winners over Gondor. Patrick Vieira doing his usual bits. Swan has changed his up a little bit for this game, but still, so Shilovet, they kept him out pretty well considering all them ratings, and Shilovet getting an 8. And so we'll click onto my bunch of ragtags. Gone something a little bit different. We competed and created a little bit against Dimble. Just wanted to try a couple of the different players out, give Lee Clark a starting berth. Robbie Blake in an AMC role. It's something we've seen Alf do quite a lot in the Super League, is this 2 AMCs going central. So we thought I'd just give it a little bit of a try, see what it likes at, but it just seems to be lacking a lot here, where you'd normally have a DML, DMR, or as Alf used to play it, a little bit of a narrow. But yeah, we had a couple of really good performances last time out. Last match, we played the COD squad. Dimble's side definitely had better of it. I think it was more a second half performance from us, and we had a pretty good standout performers. Michael Dewberry, Steve Howe, centre halves there as a rock. Danny Mills looking to keep his place, really. Ray Parler gets another chance, considering. I don't know why I'm giving him another chance, but I am. And the boy Andy Johnson looks nothing like he looks in Super League, but I'm sure he'll improve as the season goes on. And a big one there was the main part of the concept. Is all, as we said before, all people that have been under the cosh. And John Parkins 1-from-1. We'll see how this all pans out over the season. Whenever he's fit, he will be starting regardless of what formation I play. So we'll see how he does. Robbie Blake needs a number. He could have number 18 because we're not too bothered. And we'll watch it from the player ratings, which obviously last time out I were a little bit behind and a little bit. It's all right watching, and Dan made it to look so easy as Fifey does in Super League and previous to Fifey with Ryan and Martin. And yeah, we'll see where we go with it and see if I can stop it on. And 4 of the back is the future. I've actually been trialing a proper 4-4-2 that I've been messing with Mike in a Super League edited database, and it's really tempting me to give it a go, but I'm really scared of it. And evening, Duggan. Nice to see you, mate. So we're just going to kick off me against Big Kid. That's Big Kid's little formation. Obviously asymmetric, like him and Tato like to do. Mine there with I'm going for the old Alfbridge themed 2 attackers running into the same spot, overloading. We'll see where the that goes with. So we'll kick it off. And there's been a lot of pink and black really from start. I think obviously Desai were getting involved there. You see Diop's name a little bit as well. I think he's going to be very dangerous in this league. Obviously, could play anywhere as they know there. But yeah, it's been a fairly even half. It looks so far. Missed him. That was Isaac Okoronkwo with a yellow card. He's got to be careful up against Big John Parkin. He's probably going to give him a bit of a run round this game. And as we're coming up to half time, it's it's hard to see where it's all looking. It looked like we attacked quite well there. And yeah, a little bit of an interesting game. And we said 3 at back wasted. One at centre backs is absolutely nothing, but he don't like full backs, wide midfielders. I want to try. Yeah, I totally agree. You can get 2 8s and a 6 or a 5. It's a bit of a nonsense. I'll have a quick look at mine first. The first tactics. Big John, not doing himself any favours at the minute, but he's got to play every minute. Quick look at condition. Alan Thompson, lowest on 83. Potential knee injury. I think he's going to be pretty pivotal in what we do this season. He's probably one of the better players we've got, so we'll have a look at bringing Darren Huckabee on, and we will do that, I think, and we'll see what's what. And I will just get my messages up from Big Kid and see what he was aiming for. Big Kid's there. Sub anyone injured or on a 5 at 45. So he's got nobody on a 5. His condition 86, lowest at Diop. No. Yep, I think he's absolutely fine. So they will try and roll to 60 minutes, which I made a bit of an ash of last time out. But and evening Dan, nice to see you. A little bit earlier than maybe expected. So nice to see you, mate. And Big John Parkin is not doing so well at this minute, although there's still plenty of time. And we'll speed that back up. And again, come out of blocks a bit of us again, quite a lot. But there's a big defensive wall there with some really strong players for this Nguvu side, and we've got some wastes and strays. Hopefully 3 up top can probably push a bit back with them. But they seem to be coming back into it more, so Diop's name a couple of bit more times. So there's Jason Roberts opening scoring. Can be one of the reasonable players, and I apologise if I forgot to do that. It's really, you can see the 8s coming up now, they're really doing well at this Nguvu side, and I think once they go in front, there he is. John Parkin off a 5 up to a 6, and that's 2 in 2 for John Parkin. Got himself up to a 7, and I do apologise, Big Kid, because I was too busy watching what were happening to stop it at 60. Got to get used to this malarkey. Maybe I need somebody there coming in like Wood have needed, somebody shouting, just stop. And evening Championio, nice to see you, mate. But yeah, we saw Diop's name a lot there. Obviously getting involved a lot. He's seen a hell of a lot of the ball, as is Vieira, and some pretty big tackling. And for us, yeah, Jimmy Walker again at 8 and 9 in his first 2 games. Ray Parler coming in at DMC, sort of redeeming himself. And yeah, we're a reasonable performance. I think we've done all right, edged it a bit of Nguvu, and yeah, we've not a bad opening, pretty end-to-end game, and we'll quickly see where we go next. Right, seeing as Dan's here and Duggan's here, we'll have a look. The interesting thing about this game is when Duggan sent me his team a little bit earlier on, he was saying about obviously trialling things and seeing how things goes, and and in testing, yes, Duggan, you certainly did do that to Morton Harkett. It was 5-0, so it's going to be very interesting with Dan. I know you played against the formation that we're in, and it's so Dan stuck with the team that beat the Grendel team, and I tell you what, it's there should be no reason why it should really, but there's a lot of players, as we said last time out, filling a lot of positions, and maybe in trialling when you come across to see, obviously it's the same formation that the Reds are playing, maybe this opens up a little bit for the formation that they are playing. And good evening, Mr. Mourinho. Nice to see you here, mate. And yeah, so same as for Dan from that big game. Diaz, did he get 2 last time out? Oh, he's got all 3 last time out. Very good performance for a player that I've never heard of. It shows that him not having a club before Morton Harket, unless he did, and I edited him in wrong, but I don't think I did because he's certainly not duplicated. We'll go straight on to the Reds. So obviously, last time out, they put up a very good spirited performance considering some of the players that they have. I mean, this is how they played it last time, and obviously you got Paulins there. But as we come down and we look at the likes of Thiago, and we look at the likes of John Barnes, Mohamed Salah, Kenny Dalglish, yeah, it's it's not a really good team. It's not this Reds, and I'm gonna say that you're talking about yours as well, Dan. But so yeah, I think Morton Harket Duggan, is he a member of a Ha-Ha? I didn't actually know, but I just saw a cheeky gif that Dan put into one of the teams. No players this team outside of that last match. Yeah, so we will go on to that. Oh, sorry. So tactics for Duggan, obviously last time out, there's just a couple of little changes. Steve in and out injured, so Risa moves back to left wing back. A little bit of a change here. Dalglish getting dropped. Sadio Mane coming in and playing centrally. And yeah, this is going to be interesting to see if this team can do what was done. Duggan's an auto. Obviously, we don't have to do any more. And let's keep. Sure, there were a place called Horton Market. It does sound like it could well be a place that. So in Evening Dimble. So we're going, and Horton Market do seem to have come out pretty well again with this formation of playing. You see Dr. Kamalo's name there, a little bit of an offside, but Red seem to be coming back into it a little bit. Well, it does seem to be a lot on there. Is Jeffrey Talon opening the scoring on 20 minutes? It's definitely, and there is Mo Salah's had a goal disallowed for offside. It's going to be interesting to see they're coming really back into it, the Reds, and I don't think this is going to be as bad a season as may presume by looking at the team and the squad and sort of the ratings. But it does seem like, and there's Zippy with the second goal for Harket, and I think it's looking a bit ominous at this present minute in time. And Sadio Mane right on half time pulls one back again. It's yeah. Oh God, sorry, Duggan. Were it that and that? Apologies, mate. No, Asna. Basically, what happened with this war? Obviously, the Swemp, as you know what it is. It were a case of creating players to put in. Duggan wanted a Liverpool, knowing as well that Tato had an Everton sort of theme. He wanted to have a mix up of current 01, 02 players and legends, and obviously some up to date legends and some obviously of the past. And what we did was we just slung them all in with zeros, everything 0 right across the board. And yeah, so we will quick look at the rest. So Duggan's just saying, as is, I'll have a quick look at you. So you've got Robbie Fowler down on 81 potential shin injury. I don't know if you want to try and run him into the ground. And I think that's probably about it. But obviously, if you want to have a look at changing that, I mean, I'm not sure Luis Suarez is much of an improvement over an injured. Now is Ian Rush. Looking at that, but let's give you minutes inside. yeah, they are that definitely. So we'll have a quick look over at Dan. Jeffrey Talon having a great game so far, and we'll have a quick look at the condition. All looking reasonably okay. 86 seems the lowest. Jeffrey Promion does have a potential foot injury. So we'll have a look at Talon. Who's on the same. That seems okay. So is there anything you want to do, Dan? Any subs you want to make? And Alan Hanson's heading 3. Yeah, the idea, it was something fresh and something we haven't seen before on any sort of concept. It's just a shame that it's turned out the way it has. I did load it up a couple of times beforehand. Obviously, I did a test, and then I did load it up a couple of times after I sent the save out just to see, and they did all basically turn out quite the same, quite regular. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But I do think that they don't think you'll be finishing bottom, because they've shown a bit of promise when running through a season, etc., and getting a couple of good results here and there. So yeah, so is that what you want to do? Half time, Dad? Dan. Well, it does feel like you're my dad taking over from the master of this. Keep till 60 plates and I'll amputate promiums. But then, right then. So I will do my best to keep off. There's no way I can keep up with looking at commentary and this. Oh, brilliant. That sounded like a smoke alarm for me. I wonder what my little lad were up to, but no. Yeah, the instructions were followed, Doug, and I do apologise how it's turned out the way it is. But we'll run with it till 60 minutes and see where it goes. The Reds do seem to come out quick, but then again, we're back on Harkett, looking really strong going forward again, and we see Mane's name in yet again. Talan, Diaz there, the danger man, and did try and yeah, I'm guessing it's you're trying to burn the save down. So here we are, Duggan. Robbie Fowler still on a 5. Obviously, he's dropped out of 77 and he's got a potential shin injury. Still, John Barnes is looking very tired. That's it. And I think looking at that research, I think it's all just about Mohamed Salah. No, just looking a little bit tired. He's got stamina of 9. It does sound like it's my. Just give me a second, lads. Oliver. I do apologise, lads. I've seen what's happened there. For some reason, my pipe has come out of my my condenser box of my dryer. I've got my dryer on, and right, we'll carry on. So yeah, Mohamed Salah's really tired. And right, so Duggan, is it what you want to do here? I've gone and opened some doors, just let a bit of steam out. It's steam, not smoke, lads. We're all good. And is there anything you want to do, Duggan? Again, apologies. I don't know why that's come out of the condenser box. Really stupid. Oh, sorry, I seen it there. Suarez for Salah, Rush for Fowler, Souness for Thiago. Salah, Suarez, Rush for Fowler, Thiago for Souness. And right, we'll go over to Morton Harkett. Jeffrey Talon taking himself up to a 10. Yeah, me too, Dimble. I don't think I quite would. I think I'd just pull Charger out and run with it. So Talon just looking tired himself. Jeff hasn't done too bad. He's only dropped 1%. I think we're looking at James Jeffrey 100%. Right. Well, yeah, there probably is that as well. Then a little pile of Magnus boxes that can quite easily burn. So anyway, oh, but, yeah, like I say, lads, apologies because I don't know why that's come out of there. Luckily, it won't be in there for too much longer. Anyway, so luckily the dryer has finished. Yeah, I think I'd do the same with Stevie Finn and Duggan. Obviously, we know my love affair with him is exactly the same. Right, so we've got Talent to right back, George Neymar, and Diaz off for Jeffers. So the 3-goal wonder is done for now, and we'll see whether he can pick it back up next game. So we'll kick back off, and again the Reds come out and try to get forward. It just seemed that they're really struggling just to get past this Harkett. They just seem to be covering all the space, but they've had a really good go at it so far with 26 minutes to go when we kicked off. It just seemed to be all Reds for me. I won't be surprised to see him get an equaliser all late on, and there it is. And yeah, them stats. Again, that's they've done well to keep them out. In fairness, obviously the Reds defenders and players here are all the strongest on the team, so they're always going to have a chance of keeping them out. It's about nicking one up top with the weaker players, I do think. And yeah, I think it's a good performance all round from Morton Harkett again, creating a lot. And I don't know, did he? Tell him back to right back, George and yeah. Oh, I'm just getting used to this. Damn, we're not all ultimate professionals. Yeah, I think that's it, Duggan. It's been close, or at least you haven't been hammered. I think that's the point. You've held out well. Alisson has turned out to be your best player, and he looks all right. Yeah, I do apologise, Dan. It's all a learning curve. Is this? It's very much a learning curve that probably won't get any better, in honesty. Right, so the Viking Satins against Faliraki. Last time out for Viking, they lost 2-0 to the Swamp Olympic Society, who dominated the game, really. A couple of goals for Dean Ashton. And Stefan Freund were injured, so in come Sergei Fedorov, player I've recently become to quite like after using him a fair bit, and in DMC he can be very, very good. Right, yeah, he needed to operate on from you. Yeah, well, at least his condition wasn't as bad as it could have been. And then, so he moved Fedorov into DMC, and then Fisher came onto the bench from last time out. And obviously, we've seen this formation. This is something Stu plays and has done very, very well with previously. And did Stu have squad numbers? No, don't think Stu had squad numbers. We're going to Faliraki, who made no changes whatsoever, but after last time out, is there any reason they've gone and beat a team that's got the likes of Christian Vierian when they've got Janaga Fjortoft? We did make a little change to make Roger Nielsen properly as he should be in real life, as he was. But yeah, the team itself, I mean, Carl Bradshaw used to be very, very good on previous versions of the game. And if you look at him in the editor, he's very, very good as well still. He can put a performance in. But in terms of that side against this Palace side, they've got a lot of good players, especially that back line. It was an extremely good result. So no surprise they've gone completely unchanged with that. Paul Eiffel has been can do absolute bits. At least Bo Bockus is loaded as a right back in the very test, in the first test one that was put out for people to test. He loaded as a left back for some unbeknown reason, and I can't know any reasons for it. But we're going to player ratings, and we will. Evening Swan, nice to see you, mate. And we'll kick off the Vikings, the Viking SFs against Faliraki. And there's been a lot of red and black to start the game, which with these players, again, I don't know a lot of them, so I can't say whether they are, but they seem to get a fall back in game with Falarake. And there is, yeah, Spain. I'm not even going to be as good as it's Fjellstad, getting the opener, is having a really good game so far. And yeah, it's been a really good performance so far. And there's number 2, Silvio Fernandez, one of the Fernandez I could find. And looking at that, Gary Speed, Bob Ockis probably could have been better playing at left. Alan Kelly throwing in. I expected 2 shots on target there from Viking without 5, but it's been a pretty dominant performance. And I don't think there was any instruction from Stu. I will have a quick look at the no instruction from Stu as yet, so we'll just have one quick look at them. I saw Champino were about a little bit on. Obviously, everyone looking relatively fit. Filakovic just looking a little bit tired. So obviously we'll leave things as they are. And we're on the Falarake. Obviously got them 5s. Champino, if he's still about, let's have a look. Looking feeling relatively all right. Yeah, certainly not wrong with Alan Quinn. Yeah, Fjortoft, it's going to be expected at his age, and is there and is there anything you want to do if you're still about? I'll just give you a minute or so, mate, to have a look. I mean, looking at, is there anything you could do? I mean, looking at Gary Speed, would you maybe look at a Dean Windass, who maybe can sit back there? Obviously, Don Hutchison, he's got some reasonable stats. Could probably do a job sat in there as well. I don't think there's much else that he could do. So, just give another. Oh, yeah. So, Dean for Bob Ockis and go 3 up top. And, right. Big Brian for Bob Ockis, and don't want to do that. Dean. So we're going to go Bradshaw there, and we're going to go Dean. Any specific way you'd like them, left to right, Champino? Windows Speed, put him as AMC. Windows for Mr. Speed, AMC. Oh, always up for a footy quiz question. It used to be a highlight of Quinton's quite regular co-commentary. Let us know if your strikers are all right where they are. If you want an arrow on Windows as well, mate. Happy as I put them. Is Windows okay? Right, let's go. Right, I will stop it as close to 60 as physically possible, but as we know, I'm pretty used to that. And we'll go back to the player ratings. Apologies again. It's to be apologised a bit, but they do seem again to be all Viking SFs at this present minute in time. Dean Windass comes on, get a booking. See Stefan Fiore seem to be at middle of quite a bit there, and there is Fjellstad's second goal of the game. Been pretty dominant so far for the Vikings. I'm so sorry, Champino. I'm too busy trying to read this. It's costing this. I can't do with this. Look at this bloody rating screen. Right. I apologise, mate. I will get it right at some point. But looking at that, I feel sorry. I feel bad that I couldn't have done something that you could have changed, and it might not. It might well not last too long if I can't get it right. This all malarkey. So yeah, apologies, mate. So that's two games. I missed the missed 60 minutes. That's 3 games and missed 3 mistakes. So that's super. So we move on to if Tato's still here. And we'll go on to Crystal Palace. against the grand old team, and I ain't quite. I'll tell you what I'll do, because I know Swan is. He just said it's Sadio Romano in the top 5 non-European League scorers. Who are the other 3? Right, well, I'll go on to your game as well. All right, go on. So we will do Tato's, and we'll do quickly do Swans. So Tato, I apologise in advance to you for this. So the grand old team look a little bit like this. Looks very solid, looks very Tato-ish. Here we go. Yeah, the debatable Ashley Cole, their obviously coaching staff are now part of being at a club, and but you don't like Materazzi, you don't like a lot of these players, but these players can, if they have the right saves, can do a bit. Martin Kay on season 1 and Materazzi for me are 2 very, very good centre halves. You've got 2 very strong centre defensive midfielders, so it's just a case of if this all can click up front. We all know Ibrahim Bakayoko's pretty crap on this version of the game. Simon Davis can be very hit or miss. Yeah, I know it shouldn't, Mike, should it really? I should just be all over it. But auto it, and then we have a quick look at Jim Bob's gone completely unchanged, because obviously last time out it wanted too bad a performance in essence. He was obviously let down by Chris Kirkland, and I think they did all right in terms of attempts, just a couple more on target for Palaraka, and I think giving it a good go again they've got this really good. I think this back 4 is really good. I just think it's a couple of arrows on a couple of the players like Karambo's right-footed going out to left, but it's very good. I like it, and we will kick this one off on the player ratings, and off we go. So a bit of both set up, and there's a penalty, and is it Ruben Said? There were nobody else who were ever going to take that penalty, in fairness, and there is Gareth Barry, another hated one, and Amoroso having a goal disallowed straight away. It's been a very, very quick half, but it just seems like there's been quite a lot of chances created, and there we go at half time. Amoroso has obviously done nothing since having that goal disallowed, and I just see these shouts for the non-European players. That's extremely good. We obviously were mentioned. I thought the back 3 for grand old team bar Barry season 1 are very good, and obviously the 2 in front are very good as well. Limiting aside, that we've got some really good. I think even Chris Sutton can do bits. I think that front 3 plus a couple of his other players are very strong, and yeah, it's very good. So we'll have a look at Tato while ratings or reviews condition. While I have a look in the messages, see what Jim Bob said. Where are we? Jim Bobby, there he is. No, he just said he wanted to go the same. So, Tato, I'll go till 60 and then change it. Does Googling answers to quick questions that. And we'll have a quick look at Kirkland's throwing another stinker in. Becerra 86 potential foot injury. I think with a potential injury, I know he's normally one for making subs, so we will. Obviously, I don't like looking at Metzelder. So we'll probably say Raw Christensen is the one to come on for him for like. Well, not quite like for like, but we know late 90s when he would hit his peak. Dwight York, could it be? Let's have a look. So we've got Amoroso as well at 84. He's got a potential thigh injury. We will bring him off as well, because I think Kirkland's more than capable of pulling his rating up. So I will put it on player ratings. I won't try and commentate. I'll keep my eye out for 60 minutes and try and stop it there for you. And yeah, we're going straight up on 52 already. And Crystal Palace do seem to have had quite a bit of it. And it was 60 when I clicked it. So apologies. Having a quick look there. Chris Kirkland's still in his 5. Everybody else probably just doing a lot of work looking at it. Pieri, potential foot injury. Yeah, he's his main player, so we will bring Christophe Dugarry on. We'll look over to the grand old team. Not an overly great performance. It just seems very solid, very workmanlike. And we'll go to the conditions and 85. Simon Davis, nope, just a little bit tired. Bakayoko, again, just a bit tired. Three nations. Trinidad, Tobago, and an England youth team, something like that, I'm guessing. Damn. Yeah, I got it right. Late 90s, I think, just sort of give it away from me a bit. Very, very, very good, Dan. So, Tato, looking at this, is there anything you want to do? And we'll have a quick look at match stats while you're having a think. They haven't really hauled out. It did seem a lot of Crystal Palace. And yes, one, rather than me rattling on a load of nonsense and trying to keep up with this. Right, so we'll go first. Bakayoko, Brian McBride. Davis off for Big Dunk. Cole off the bracket. That's what we're going to do. Right, so bracket for Cole and Big Dunk for Simon Davis. And this stick Dunk up top and Sahar out wide. There we go. Is that all okay? Guessing it is, because that's all the instructions that were there. And we'll go back to the player ratings, and it's still, considering they've done so well in the second half, Crystal Palace so far, it does seem none of them are really coming out putting themselves in too much glory. And it's Christian Tim pulling one back, and have we got enough in them to get an equaliser? It's definitely been all Palace in the second half so far. We've got 5 minutes to go on. Duncan Ferguson injured. Would you like to keep him where he is, Tato? Would you like to move him to another place of the pitch? Or swapping with McBride or swapping with Etu? Is there anything you'd like to do? Bloody hell. Big place to play 400 plus games, one club. Well, Scholes, gigs for a start, quite easy. Play on, can't be asked. Match stats, yeah. I tend to agree with you this time, Tato. And we'll finish it out on this because obviously it's shown. But you've held on for a win. Nothing created at all in the second half, and you've held out 11 chances with 8 on target. The player ratings, man of match, Christian Vaughan's, which has obviously done everything to negate everything up top for them. So, but yeah, it's a win. You're off the board. Probably didn't deserve to lose last time out, but let's we move on. So we've got obviously Mr. Well, we'll do Swan before Noopy because I know Swan's more of a. Oh, what happened there? Why didn't I finish that? What's going there? Everybody else is in and saved, and we are right. So we need to find somebody else for Stoichev, which would probably be Logan, I would have thought. Chick Charnley, who's better? Chick Charnley. Well, Logan, I see. So we give Chick Charnley if you're all right with that, or we will. If you're right, Moscow. Moscow is, yeah. And then we have Edmundo. We have Martin. Then we have where's Norbert? Norbert Ferguson. And then we move to the subs. Which Sandy, Kristen Pavlov, Logan, Ingolfus, and well, as soon as you have Logan on bench, I'll do that. and then Ingolfsson bench, and Richard Naylor. Oh, it was the same game anyway, so I don't even know why I'm bothering. So Nooper comes in and makes, obviously we were away last week, makes his first pick. Obviously I went with a tactic for him that I knew he'd played quite a lot in his previous fantastic Martiad concept with Allenson. But yeah, I think it's very strong. There's a couple of good players in here. I mean, obviously I'm not a Zola in centre midfield. I'm really intrigued with obviously Keegan Parker can do with this little spine here and good players. Maybe Bruce Dyer over on right is an interesting one. He can't cross, he can't pass, but he's strong and he can run. So we'll see. And yeah, how many have we got there then? So you got Tony Hibbert. Have you got them all so far then? Now. And yeah, Torsten Fink comes in to make his debut. Chris Perry. Over 400 Wimbledon? Maybe not, or whether it's just right, so commentary speed is on there. The player ratings are on. A Marvel's Hulk, dark green on white green. Away kit is fantastic. I absolutely love it. And we'll go on, and the do seem to come out really fast. Been a lot of power from the Hulk at the start, but we've seen Swan play formations like this before and do extremely well. They do seem to be coming back into the game quite a bit. You've seen Andy Martin's name a couple of times. Edmundo getting himself involved, and yeah, it does seem to have been all Gondor from that first outpush from Marvel, and it's yeah, it seems to be a really entertaining game. Both teams going at each other really well, and then the last little bit we're into the 48th minute. And wow, I think so far it's been. It didn't look like Gondor had no shots at all. So ever, I think it's Kenwyn Jones. But we'll have a quick look at Swans Gondor side. Mainly sixes, a couple of sevens, and an 8. Shillabert obviously doing well. To keep them out so far. Everybody's looking relatively okay, bar Duncan Ferguson, who's got a potential shin injury. Unless they're below 80. Duncan Ferguson is below 80, mate. I'll rub him here and do that. And Nope is okay to 60. So do you want Richard Naylor on? I'm guessing. Or do you want this guy who looks like he belongs in Duggan's team? I think it'll probably be Rich Naylor. But or do you have anybody that can play on the right? Or do you want Pavlov out here and put Andy Martin in centrally? Or we'll go with Richard Naylor because he's, if that's okay with you, mate. I'll just wait just to swap Dunk for an attacker. Yeah, Richard Naylor on. So we'll go there. We click over to Noope and have a look again. Barring a couple of sevens, not been too great themselves. Condition looks relatively all right. Keegan Parker on 88 is fine. Zola on 88 is fine. Just probably tired old man playing in there. Everybody else looking extremely fit. And is there any? Has anyone said Peter Schmeichel Dan? I'm sure Peter had done it. I think looking at Mike saying Peter Beardsley, has he played for too many clubs? Obviously played a lot of clubs, played a hell of a lot of derbies as well, as we all know. Gareth Barry's good shout, Gary Neville's good shout. Oh, sorry, Noope. He said he's okay to 60. I apologise. And we'll go back to the player ratings. I'm going to try and keep my eye out on it a little bit more. It's 49 minutes already. And yeah, we've seen a little bit more of Gondor in this half, it seems. But Marvel seem to be getting a bit more of the grip back on the game. Wow, that just went flying past 58 to 77. So we'll have a quick look, and we're on Gondor. Shillabert having an absolute worldie so far. Moscow 79. It looks like everybody's just okay. I don't know if that's think as is, I think you're doing well to keep it out at the minute, Swan mate. Anything you want to do, or if you as Swan special to the death, as we know. So Falcone down on a 5, Baron for Dyer and Neville for Thor. Let's have a quick look at you. Zola, no, just tired. So I think Parker over there. So right, let's have a look. So Baron for Dyer, Baron for Bruce Dyer, and Neville for Thor. And we can now roll on without the worry of trying to stop this bloody game. It's an alright annoyance. And we've seen glimmer of Gondor, and they have got a couple of players who can be dangerous enough, especially the likes of Edmundo and Andy Martin, as we know. And it does seem to have been a bit more Gondor in that last little run in. Oh, Sheila Bearman at Match says it all. But wow, that apologies, Noopy. I don't think a defensive Aaron Winter. But yeah, I think it's a very, very good attacking performance from Marvel. I don't think, regardless of anything, can't be too disheartened by not getting a win. They're away, but yeah. So we're going to Real E, who have given instructions. Fifey hasn't given any instructions at all. Yeah, I think you were a little bit better the first time out, Swan. I know you can't hear me. So Matt's just made a couple of little changes. This can comes in for suspended Vieira, and it was Joe Cole just coming out of the bench to replace Bishkan. Fifey goes completely unchanged from his 2-1 his 2-0 win against the Viking SS. Solid performance. Solid stats. Dean Ashton, as you can imagine, man of the match. And and here is Mr. Fife at the right time. Good evening, mate. Listening to I think I got about an hour through your podcast earlier while I was cooking tea and what have you. Really enjoyable listen is a wrong thing to say, but if you know what I mean, I think yourself said it a few times. Saying well done and things, probably not the right thing to say, but said in the right context. So we'll get on. And seeing as Matt's not here, we'll watch it from Fifey's point of view, as Dan used to do. And Fifey, please don't shoot me if I can't stop it at 60, just like Dan used to do perfectly, and you have now perfected in a very short space of time. And I'm just pretty damn useless. So as we know, this release side is extremely strong, but SOS seem to be giving themselves a day. It's Dean Ashton again, that's 3-2 against an extremely strong release side. Could the wheels be coming off really early for Big Matt and his team of Galacticos? And they're just nearly again. The Swemp are really, and there is Harry Q. My lord, if anybody were going to do it, it had to be him. And there's Viduka. Apologies there, Fife, because I said a couple of words about your team doing really well, and that I think your team's. Oh no, mate, no, really enjoyed listening to it. Really enjoyed it. Looking at that, the match stats, I think considering the levels of team they're both playing, Swemp Olympic Society are definitely in with a shout with this game. We'll have a quick look at yours first, Fifey, before I have a look at hers. So Tommy Smith rating of 5. Dean Ashton's on 80 with a potential shin injury. Probably not what you want to see, especially with your options being Armand 1, who can be good, and he actually looks like a good version of him. Danny Bacon, probably not as much chance as Armand of scoring. Or whether you want to run Mr. Ashton into the ground until 60 minutes or whenever it is around there that I can stop it. But there you go, and have a quick look at your ratings. And I'll click over to Matt's. And yeah, you're right, mate. They are a very, very strong side. They made 3 changes to the squad that actually won Division 1 in a more highly competitive league in terms of level of players. last season or last iteration of whatever it is. Yeah, so obviously Viduka and Q are doing okay. The rest of them are not doing overly well. Conditions are all fine. So we'll click back onto your FIFA, just see if there is anything that you want to do. Any tactical change-ups, any subs. Andy Reid for Smith, which I think is a decent one. He's actually loaded up okay as well. And is that it, mate, for now? Appreciate it if people have said that'd be okay till 60-ish in the commentary, because it's I've not nailed the 60 yet, or even tried to in a couple of games. Yeah, you know what? Until it was started talked about a little bit earlier on in another chat, I didn't even realise they were playing yet again. It's yeah, I've little to no interest in international football. It all seems to be going extremely backwards from the feel good that was built by the Euros and the World Cup prior to that. Right, so we'll go back to 5-5 stats. We'll restart match, and again they come out really quick of the Swimp Society, and there we are on 60, and David Beckham right on the 60-minute mark. This is certainly nothing at all to be ashamed of against this side. It's the only one. I won't make any changes from that. They're all looking all right. So we'll have a quick look at match stats. See, now is it me, or without that at half time? Yeah, they've scored another goal, and it's this. Yeah, we're definitely that at half time, wasn't it? Right, so Dean Ashton's he's only dropped to 76, so it's not overly bad. Yeah, it is Fifey, definitely. I don't get why it's not showing an extra chance, but you look at Lee Naylor, 86, just a little bit tired. Paul Eiffel, just a bit tired, obviously doing a lot of work up and down that right flank as you find attacking midfielders do, and I know you like players there. David Prutton, same, just chasing a lot of people around. And yeah, I really don't know what's happened there. So, well, it's up to you, mate. Anything you want to do? Anything you want to change up formation-wise? It's completely up to you. Obviously, I know you'll be watching the England game. Don't blame me for it. Devout England fan. Whatever concept is on, whether it's the proper football, whether it's the yeah, that thing that we're on the other night. Okay, move Curry and Benazza forward. Arrows on all three. Sticking with everybody the same. Quite like it as well, putting a bit of pressure on that one DMC. Just wait for an answer on Bacon for Kern and one for Benazza. There is Paolo. Yeah, one for Benazza. Bacon for Kerr. Right, that's all three subs done. So with 29 minutes of normal time left to play, we'll go on there. I don't think that showing against that is not as bad as it seems, in my opinion. But let's see if we can get another goal back, which would probably still be a consolation knowing the strength of this team. But it does seem to have been all. And there's Kiel second. Really, second half flew by, and so we're up to 6 on 5. But they had another attempt, which I'm not surprised at, going as well as you did. Certainly not to be embarrassed about. This is going to happen to a lot of teams throughout the season. It's just a case of if people can get a couple of results against them, something may happen. So Mike here has gone for a 4-4-2. He's playing Dimble and he's gone for a 4-4-2. Regardless of not being able to send in tactics and things like that, I think the absolute shithouser here, going 4-4-2 against Dimble again, is absolutely fantastic. Last time out, it were a, you know, like we saw earlier, a good competitive game against the Reds, and I think, in fairness, Soroczynski proven his worth as we know he can. And yeah, interesting to see with these little arrows. Obviously, Nicky Butt covering the midfield area when Prozanicki goes for a fag up there. No, definitely, mate. But yeah, no, yeah. Considering the opposition, mate, that's super. That's super. So yeah, the 4-4-2. There'll be limbs everywhere and placentas everywhere if they do manage to get a result with this again. Might we're there. So we've got a Dimble just makes one change. Cadena after a okay performance, obviously not the best. Keith Gillespie comes in, and then we have Ebby Wallace as well, which there's still no unbeknown reason why he's loaded as Ebby Wallace. God knows what's happened, but for the shits and giggles, I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, you know, I think he's got a couple of strongish players on bench who could make a bit of a difference coming on. Obviously, Glenn Salmon, we know about Mercedes, Carpan, good players. Obviously, Ebby Sand, Ebby Wallace, Steve Finnan, Ray Parler, and Max bringing Scales. You know, Scales is all right season one. It's a competitive team without being good. I think, and obviously a couple of players that could probably come in. It is done. Mark Fish can be a very reliable centre half. Frodo Kipper can be good or very demic, and yeah, it's really good. Rod Sand, which would have been absolutely mental if he'd have run up as Rob Sand. Rod Sand, it'd have just made it all the better. So here we go. We're on to player ratings, and we will kick this one off. And we're seeing a lot of black and green as we start. Obviously, Accrington seem to coming back in a little bit. Again, we've seen Soroczynski playing out on left wing, which it's only recently I found he can do that and can play wherever he wants. But it does seem to be pretty dominated first half an hour for Accrington. And obviously, Ebby Sand, one of the Ebbies, getting himself in a bit of trouble there. And Kenny Bekir seems to be getting involved in quite a lot down that right hand side. Maybe it's just that little arrow on him and nothing on much else of anybody else. But it just seems there is Ebby Wallace. All the talk of the Ebbies before, and we're in the 49th minute, and Accrington still going forward. And an extremely even first half with Ebby Wallace putting in a bit of a performance there. He did drop down to a 7 just as half time approached. Some really good performances back here though. So I think that Quinn Placente Palmer are doing a lot of why it's only the one. And it doesn't seem to be, considering that they're. I'm wondering whether these shots off target have been a little bit from everywhere. But the defensive display does seem a little bit better from Accrington. So we'll click on to Mike's team first. Let's get setting up. My mum's in a row. Not even playing very well. Yeah, well, which we know they can do, can't they? Sometimes it's sort of in the game coding that they are, regardless of stats and regardless of how they look, they're still going to be very good, some of them. So it's it's a bit of a strange one. So right, so we'll condition there. So Frederick's knee, it's not hurting, but he is on 85%. Hungary are winning 4-0. My dear God. Lipinski got her potential foot injury. Prozanicki, it's just cigs and beer, just a little bit down. And Goots is okay as well. Just seems a bit tired. So as you're having to think, Mike, I've just seen Dimble, so we'll have a look at the COD squad. Fairly bland performance so far. The conditions, they all seem relatively alright. Shoulder Amiobic, Lois on 88. No injuries at all, but everybody else looking fairly. And Ebby Wallace is a potential foot injury. Mike's okay till 60. And so I hope that's not the case, Dimble, because as we know, things are happening with that Ebby. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Dimble, while we're here? Obviously looking at Ebby Wallace and what he's got. Or do you want to run him into the ground and try and make him rod again? Making a rod from off your own back for him. But call Lee Cooper. Must have been something in his genes. Yeah, that Dimble is ready to carry on. And again, I will go as close to 60 as I possibly can. As we know, I am extremely used to it. But yeah, we are seeing a lot of accurate, and there is the equaliser from Prozenecki, who's deciding there is the COD squad on with the going in front again from Gillespie. Managed to stop it on 60 as well. This game has evident flowed. It has certainly done so. So Mike, percent is only one holding his 8 up to the hour mark. Goots down at 79, just looking a bit tired as well himself. Frederick knee is still okay, and I think it's just a bit of tiredness from quite a running performance. I mean, we'll look at match stats as it carries on. Again, really even. You can see why it's been a bit end to end. So, is there anything looking at the conditions, Mike, or you'd like to do, mate? So, knee and Goots off. Is it Armstrong and Dickov, or Armstrong and Windass? I should imagine it will be Alan Armstrong, who is one of them, Armstrong and Dickov on. His arm was that strong, he pulled his Dickov. Is that what it's about? Germany 5-1 up against Italy. Yeah, one of my very, very best friends in the whole world has just texted me saying, thank the Lord for the England cricket team, who have obviously been very well. Right, nice one. Glad to have you here, mate. Enjoyed you taking over from Quinton with the quiz questions. And I'm sure in 10 years' time, what were the date and what we were doing when England got paggered by Hungary. It's yeah, it's pretty demic, isn't it? So, are you okay then? Well, just while you're thinking, if you do want anything else, Mike, we'll just click over to Dimbles. Much bit improved. Is that from where they were? Every Wallace still got potential foot injury, but it's only dropped 2%. Shola, potential thigh injury. Everybody else looking relatively okay. John Scales, potential knee injury. Is there where you want to go? I mean, even at 88, Stephen can be liable for having a potential anything injury, as we know. But yeah, what an absolute turnaround it was for the England cricket team earlier. Johnny Bairstow doing Johnny Bairstow things. Yep, so solely for Rod, add the arrow, which we have done, mate. And cap on shoulder and dropping back to MC. Oh. Shoulder, cap on. What on earth am I doing? I apologise, mate. It's because the screen's so small. Carpan for shoulder. We're assuming you want him left side with Parlour. Centralised. Yep. Right, good. Right, let's see how we go. Back on player ratings. Let me see how the last half an hour of this pans out. Yeah, it just seems fairly even again so far. Maybe because there is the third, and it's Steve Soley with that little arrow. Is that the one that's really made a difference? Has been that AMC position for the COD Army today have been really good, but very, very good. And obviously the new addition coming into the team, Keith Gillespie, doing Keith Gillespie things, and yeah, again, I think it's fairly even. If you take the on target, I think it's been a very end-to-end game. The player ratings, be interesting to see if there's if there's an assist or two in there for Gillespie. Yeah, there is an assist for Keith and for George Boateng. For Accrington, no assist for the goal. Prozenecki just did Prozenecki things and went all on his own. So there we have the conclusion of. So I will save it there first before I get it to the where we want to be. And yeah, so we got Accrington losing 3-1 at home at COD. Crystal Palace losing 2-1 to in Tato's words, another terrible grand old team. Gondor Marvel 0-0. I think I'm not solid. I'm not a solid. The song's going to be running right through my head all night now. Yeah, Crystal Palace losing to them. Gondor getting away with a point against Marvel. Really doing really things against a very spirited Swamp Olympic Society team. The Reds doing well to hold out Morton Arcade really well. I think it shows that they have got a bit of potential, that they will pick up some results here and there. Under the cosh, 1-1 with Vancouver. John Parkin again on the score sheet, 2-2 for him. And the Viking SFs probably making Championio to think about changing up a little bit next time out. But yeah, thanks to everybody for joining. It's been an enjoyable night of errors and mistakes yet again. But I think we'll get there at some point. By the end of the season, I'll have it back just right, and then decide I probably can't take it on again. But anyway, no, it's been superb, lads. Thanks everybody for the interaction and getting your teams in, etc. And we will be back for definite next Tuesday, and I'll get the save up very, very shortly. And cheers, lads, and we shall see